Hello, everybody. So, I just want to talk about Psssttt for a little while. So, yeah, I think a lot of you guys maybe are wondering how I got into Psssttt because, if you have been subscribed to my channel for a decent amount of time, a little while, then you would know that, like, for just over a year, I was playing a lot of Ace Attorney. I was playing mostly Ace Attorney for a while. And yeah, I just want to talk about like kind of how I got into Ace Attorney. So I think about 3 years ago at this point. I don't mind the frame drop, by the way. Those are Rambo's animals. Cows and chickens. And those are making my frames drop. And they don't affect Rambo or Sage's frames for some reason, as discovered on stream like a few weeks ago. Anyways, so about 3 years ago, like 2.5, 3 years ago at this point, I was scrolling through Crunchyroll and I saw the Ace Attorney anime. And at this point, I had like vaguely heard of Ace Attorney. Like I knew it was a popular like franchise, but I didn't really know a lot about what it was other than there was a guy called Phoenix Wright, there was a guy called Miles Edgeworth, it was about lawyers and shit, that was really the extent of my knowledge at that point. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna watch it, because at that point I was, kind of bored. I didn't really have much to watch at that point, so I was just like, you know what, I'll just watch it. I watched it and I really enjoyed it, my favorite case from the anime, I've got to be Reunion and Turnabout. I really enjoyed not Reunion and Turnabout. That's not the one I wanted to, that's not the one I'm thinking of, not Reunion. That's even my favorite case out of the original trilogy. Which one I'm going to talk about? Northwood, my Turnabout. That is my favorite case out of the anime. I mean, granted, it's the only anime-only case, but I still love it. I still love Northwood, my Turnabout. Anyways. Yeah, I really enjoyed the anime, and then I started kind of looking into Ace Attorney a little bit more and found out, those games. Like, I already kind of knew there was, like, at least one, like, I think I kind of knew that there was, like, at least one game I'd heard of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And I think at that point I was unsure whether there were more games I might have heard of, like, Trials and Tribulations and Justice for All. But I think that was really it. So, like, I didn't know about the Miles Edgeworth games or, like, the Apollo Justice games at this point. So, anyways, I look into Ace Attorney a little bit more. I think I rewatched the anime at one point, but I don't remember. Anyways, I look into it a bit more. There's, like, I find out, there's, Apollo Justice, there's the Edgeworth Investigations games. And then I look on, and then about a year after I watched the anime, I see on Steam that Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, well, not Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, sorry, the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy and the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles were on sale for about half off at that point. Usually they're about, I think the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy is about $29.99. I think it's like the cheapest collection out of all of them. And then I think the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles is about £35. Right. By that point it was about half off, right? It was about, both of them were about £17 each ish, like $17.99 each ish. So I was like, you know what? I'll just buy them and play them, And at that point, this was like towards the end. This was like September 2023, right? Towards the end of 2023. right? And I decided to stream it because, you know what, new game. At that point, I was only really streaming Sims, maybe Roblox every once in a while, Phasmo every once in a while, and then The Sims, right? Did I mention Minecraft? I think I did. And I was like, you know what? I want to play another game that isn't just Minecraft and Sims. And at that point, I didn't know, like, the Apollo Justice Ace Attorney trilogy and the Edge of Investigations collection hadn't been, you know, announced yet. So I decided, you know what, I'll just play these. It won't take me long to, it'll take me like a few months to play them, and then I'll get back to, you know, streaming mostly Minecraft and Sims, you know. So anyways, I play them. And then I think maybe just after I finish, no, actually, when I was close to finishing the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy, it was like the news got announced that like the Apollo Justice trilogy, you know, Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies, and Spirit Justice were getting ported to Steam, Nintendo Switch, blah 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 blah. And so I was like, oh fun, another collection. So I start playing those. I asked my dad to get me the Apollo Justice collection for me for my birthday, because my birthday's in February and it released like towards the end of January. So I start playing it, right? And I think at that point, when I got the Apollo Justice trilogy, I had already started streaming the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So I was like, okay, so I've just got this for my birthday. Either I'm gonna wait until I finish the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles and then just stream it after that, or I'm gonna start streaming it now and just kind of abandon Great Ace Attorney for a bit, or I'll do like 1 week a Great Ace Attorney case, and then another week I'll do an Apollo Justice case. And that's what I eventually did. And at this point, I had already finished the Phoenix Wright trilogy, right? And then towards the end of you know, me finishing the Apollo Justice trilogy, you know, I was on Spirit of Justice, I think, at this point. Like I had just finished the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. It was announced. No, this was before I started Spirit Justice, actually, and I think this was when I was on like the last few cases, like the last maybe 2 cases of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, right? The Edge of Investigations collection had just been announced, right, for September. It was like I remember it being a Friday because I streamed it on release day. Anyways, doesn't matter. I think it was September 6th, I think. Anyways, the Edge of Investigations collection got announced, and I was like, okay. So basically, for a little bit of context, in between each Ace Attorney game, I usually took like a week or 2 off from playing Ace Attorney to, you know, get back into playing Minecraft and Sims, you know, take a little bit of a breather in between Ace Attorney games because there was a lot, you know. And I remember, so when I finished Great Ace Attorney and when I finished Dual Destinies, I was like, okay, I've still got Spirit Justice left before I move on to before the Edge of Investigations collection is released. And I had exactly 6 weeks once I had finished Dual Destinies and, you know, Great Ace Attorney Resolve. I had exactly 6 weeks left up until the not Great Ace, the Edge of Investigations collection released. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna take a break in between games because I wanna get Apollo Justice done before I finish. Before I start the Edge of Investigation, I want to get Spirit of Justice done before I start playing Edge of Investigations, right? So I didn't take a break in between that, and then the Edge of Investigations collection released, and I started playing that. I really enjoyed it, and then I took 2 weeks off because when I finished the Miles Edgeworth, once I finished Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth, it was like in the middle of October, and I was like, I'm gonna play more. I'm gonna play another Rusty Lake game because At that point, I had already played Underground Blossom, I believe. So I decided, I'm gonna play Samsara, which is the free Rusty Lake game. And then I decided to play not Underground Blossom. I decided to play Cube Escape Paradox. And then have I done it? I can't remember if I've done the I don't remember if I've done a achievement hunting stream. I believe I have of Cube Escape Paradox. I believe I have. I tend to do achievement hunting streams for like a lot of the games I play. I'm gonna check now if I've done an achievement hunting stream or if I've just like kept putting it off. Yes, I have. I have done an achievement hunting stream for Cube Escape Paradox. Okay, yeah, I've done that. Okay, I took like 2 weeks off for the middle of October, for like middle to the end of October to do the Cube Escape games, and then it was time to do the last game I had left. The last game that had been ported to Steam at that point, which was Prosecutor's Gambit, and I played that. That is such a fantastic game. I mean, my one critique of the Ace Attorney Investigations games is that I feel like, just for me personally, I feel like the final, I don't know why, but I feel like the final culprits for each game felt a little bit underwhelming for me. I don't know if this is just me. or not. Because they're just like, oh, there's these people to have like a decent amount of power, got Quercus Alba and Simeon Saint. And while I do feel bad for Simeon, he felt a little bit lackluster. I don't know why he felt a little bit lackluster. Because I feel like with Quercus Alba, if he had been introduced in like another case, like maybe if he had been introduced in the first case for Prosecutor's Gambit, I would have like seen him more as a threat. But that man was just yapping on, like, dude, chill the fuck out. But yeah, I finished Prosecutor's Gambit like a few weeks before Christmas 2024, and that's kind of my Ace Attorney story. But what is crazy about like Ace Attorney is that like if I hadn't started streaming Ace Attorney when I did, or if I hadn't got into Ace Attorney, I wouldn't have been in this small streamer Discord that I'm in, which is crazy to me because like I regularly like raid out some members in that Discord, and like it's crazy to me that like there's this one member which is Stanky Rambles, who was streaming Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney like at like a similar time when I was. Like he streamed, I think it was About Sisters. And when I was streaming Ace Attorney, I didn't like to like give spoilers to my chat before I started playing the case. So what I decided was to, whenever I read it out to someone playing Ace Attorney, I'd always read out to someone who was like on like the case previous to me, or like on like a previous case. For example, if I was on like Turnabout Samurai, then like I wouldn't want another person who was playing. I wouldn't want to read out to someone who was on like Turnabout Samurai, or was on like, what's the final case of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney? Because I know that's only four cases. I wouldn't want to read out to someone that was on like, you know, Rise from the Ashes, for example. Or was on like Farewell My Turnabout, you know. I would want to raid someone that was either on the first Turnabout, or was on Turnabout Sisters. So yeah, I read it out to him, and then I found this small streamer Discord through his Twitter, and yeah, that's kind of how I got into that small streamer Discord. Was just few pure like kind of just like, that's just like a butterfly effect, kind of like something so random as like me becoming a fan of Ace Attorney led me to joining a small streamer Discord. Like, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And don't worry, I'm gonna replant all these dark oak trees. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that, you know, this little story time of like this little story time, and it's almost, you know, 20 minutes long. I've just been yapping about Ace Attorney, man. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this, you know, this little video about me ranting about Ace Attorney. Yeah, if you want to see those Ace Attorney VODs, I do have them linked on this channel here. And yeah, I hope you have, you know, enjoyed. And yeah, the rest of my socials will be in the description if you want to go check them out. I post pretty much every day, like twice a day at least. You know, I post a short every day, and then usually I'll try and post a video a day as well. So usually there'll be no commentary videos as well. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I shall see you guys in the next one. See you around. Bye guys.